NVIDIA and ServiceNow just launched something called Project Arc. The description sounds boring until you sit with what it actually does. It's a long-running, self-evolving desktop agent for knowledge workers, meaning it lives on your computer, learns your workflows, and executes multi-day tasks without you babysitting it. Not multi-hour like Sonnet 5, not multi-day like Fable 5. Continuously, it doesn't stop. You give it a project on Monday, on Friday, it delivers. In between, it works through 40, 50, 60 hours of tasks, reading your email, filling spreadsheets, updating tickets, drafting documents, coordinating with other agents, all under your direction, all auditable, all inside your enterprise security perimeter. Today, I'll walk through what Project Arc actually does, how it's different from every other agent tool, who this is really for, and what it signals about where knowledge work is heading. Project Arc isn't one thing. It's a stack of 3 things working together, which is why nothing else has been able to do this yet. Layer 1, NVIDIA OpenShell. This is a secure runtime environment that runs on the desktop but has enterprise-grade sandboxing. The agent can execute code, use the browser, control applications, but it does all of it inside a protected boundary. Enterprise IT teams can audit every action. Security teams can define which apps and data the agent touches. Layer 2, Nematron models. NVIDIA's own foundation models, specifically the Nematron 3 Ultra series that launched earlier in 2026. These are open weight models, optimized for agent workload, with roughly 5 times faster inference than comparable model, which matters enormously when your agent runs continuously. Every millisecond of latency compounds. Layer 3, ServiceNow integration. ServiceNow is the workflow platform running 85% of Fortune 500 IT operations. Their integration means Arc doesn't just live on your desktop, it plugs into every enterprise system, ticketing, CRM, HR platforms, financial systems that ServiceNow already connects. Combined, these 3 layers create something that couldn't exist before: a truly persistent, secure, enterprise integrated desktop agent. The marketing term is self-evolving. Let me translate what that means practically. Arc watches how you work. When you handle an email a specific way, it learns. When you approve or reject its suggestions, it updates. When you show it a manual process once, it can replicate that process 100 times. This isn't the same as ChatGPT memory. Memory just stores facts about you. Arc actually updates its own behavior based on observed patterns. Its execution improves over time in your specific environment. After 30 days of use, Arc's understanding of your workflows is dramatically better than day 1. After 90 days, it's handling entire multi-step tasks you never explicitly taught it because it inferred them from your work pattern. The scary version of this, the agent effectively becomes an approximation of you doing your work on your accounts at scale. The productive version, you offload the repetitive parts of your job entirely and focus on the parts that require actual human judgment. NVIDIA didn't build this for individual users. Arc is enterprise first, and understanding that shapes what it does. The target user is a knowledge worker at a mid to large enterprise, analyst, coordinator, associate, project manager, someone who spends 40 to 60 hours a week on systems, spreadsheets, email, tickets, and documents. For that person, Arc becomes an operational partner. The morning routine, Arc has already processed overnight emails, updated relevant systems, drafted responses for review, flagged 3 items that need human decision. The person walks in, reviews Arc's overnight output, makes the decisions that require judgment, and moves to strategic work. For the company, this is transformational. If Arc can absorb 60% of an analyst's tasks, 1 analyst can do the work of 2.5 analysts. Multiply that across 10,000 analysts at a global bank, and the ROI becomes staggering. This is why NVIDIA and ServiceNow partnered. NVIDIA has the compute and the model. ServiceNow has the enterprise footprint. Together, they can deploy Arc at Fortune 500 scale in ways neither could alone. I want to connect this back to the IMF warning I covered a few videos ago. Remember, entry-level jobs down 28 to 41% depending on category. Arc accelerates that pattern. For entry-level analysts, coordinators, and associates, Arc handles most of the tasks that used to justify the job. Not all of them, but enough that companies deploying Arc will need fewer of these roles. The roles that survive this wave, senior roles making judgment calls, roles requiring physical presence or direct customer relationships, and roles requiring specific domain expertise that Arc can't easily learn. The roles that shrink fast, junior analyst, junior coordinator, admin, executive assistant, junior operations role. For individual workers, 3 specific moves. If you're in a role Arc will absorb, position yourself for the judgment layer. Learn to review, correct, and direct AI output. That work stays valuable. If you're managing teams, learn to deploy Arc effectively. The manager who knows how to configure the agent, review its work, and integrate it into team workflows becomes disproportionately valuable. If you're planning your career, understand which roles Arc kills and which it enhances. Choose accordingly. Arc launched into limited enterprise preview. General availability is expected late 2026. The typical enterprise adoption pattern for a tool like this: 12 to 18 months from pilot to broad deployment. Financial services and insurance will move first because their workflows are heavily systems-based. Manufacturing and healthcare will follow. Government will be last. For the average knowledge worker at a large company, expect Arc or an equivalent tool to hit your workplace between mid-2027 and mid-2028. That's your window to prepare. The companies moving fastest, those already deep in ServiceNow deployments and those with heavy NVIDIA infrastructure. Salesforce, ServiceNow, SAP customers are next in line for equivalent tools from their platform vendors. Not everyone will use Arc specifically, but everyone in enterprise knowledge work will use something like it by 2028. Arc is going to force competitive responses across the AI industry. Microsoft is building similar capabilities into Copilot at the Windows level. Expect a Copilot agents framework announcement in the next 2 quarters that matches Arc's core capabilities. Anthropic's Claude Cowork already handles desktop agent workflows for individuals. Enterprise scale cowork is coming. OpenAI's Operator handles browser automation, but not full desktop workflows. Expect a broader Operator 2.0 that pushes into the same category. Google's Gemini is well positioned for browser-based agents, but weaker on desktop control. That gap will get closed. Every major AI company is heading toward the same product: persistent, autonomous, enterprise integrated agents. Arc got there first with the NVIDIA ServiceNow combination, but this becomes table stakes within 18 months. If you're not at an enterprise, does Arc matter? Directly, no. Arc is priced and configured for enterprise deployment. Solo operators won't use it. Indirectly, hugely, because tools with similar capabilities are coming for the solo market. Anthropic's Claude Cowork is the current best consumer equivalent. It's not as powerful as Arc yet, but the gap is closing. For solo operators, the move is to become fluent with agent tools now. Learn how to specify tasks clearly for autonomous execution. Learn how to review agent output efficiently. Learn how to build the workflows agents can absorb. The solo operator who can effectively delegate to agents becomes the equivalent of a solo operator running a 5-person team. That's the leverage available in 2026 for people who put in the effort to learn. In the comments, what's the one task in your work you delegate to a self-evolving agent right now if you could? Be specific. I'll tell you which current tool comes closest to handling it. Subscribe. Next video is why GitHub just killed unlimited AI pricing and what it means for every AI user going forward.